Now the question is, how should we look at health? And here you see the Meikirch model as a whole. You see the demands of life and the two potentials, but then you see the society which is around the individuals, and then the environment which is around the society. And you always have to consider individual, society and environment. Now let's go through the different relationships that are shown here. You know, number one is physically demanding work. Work can be physically over-demanding, and that can actually be bad for health. So it's important that the amount of work that somebody needs to do physically is actually appropriate for this particular person. The next is the relationship between the demands of life and the personally acquired potential. Here, the emotionally and intellectually demanding work can be a problem. You know, at work, conditions may be difficult with, for instance, a superior person, and that can lead to exhaustion and to a burnout syndrome. And therefore, it's important that relationships at work should be all quite good. The next is quite interesting, the relation between the two potentials. Here you see everyone should be at one with himself. So that is something one has to worry about also. Am I at one with myself? The next is number 4, the relation between the biologically given potential and the society. You know, infections may be obtained from other people. In a flu epidemic, you know, I can get the flu from other people who are having this influenza disease. This I may not be able to prevent. It is certainly helpful to wash hands. But, you know, with sexually transmitted diseases, this is something one can prevent and one absolutely must prevent. Number 5, the interaction between the personally acquired potential and society. You see, these personal interactions with members of society are most important. We cannot live in isolation. We are always together with other people. And how we actually relate to these other peoples is very important, because if we give them something, they will give us something, and in this way we can make a happy society, and that's quite important. We come now to number 6, the relationship between society and the environment. And you know, unfortunately in the whole world right now, society exploits the environment. We are using, we are burning too much fuel, and we are using up the fish in the ocean, and we are using up all sorts of things, and we should not do that. And the earth is warming up because of this exploitation, and we don't know what the climate change will bring us in the future. So this is a rather serious problem. Now, number 7 is the relationship between society and the demands of life. You see, extra demands or extra help by members of society. For instance, if there is a catastrophe somewhere, a big storm, this big rain, you know, society comes to help people, and that's just wonderful. But, you know, some people actually make the workers to work too hard, and then they become sick, and that is not a good thing for them. Finally, the extra demands or extra help by environment. You see, there may be big storms that come and devastate even villages and make big problems. That can be very bad. Or when we were in India, we heard from a lady that her father-in-law was actually killed by an elephant in the forest. These are things which happen in the relationship between the demands of life and the society. So if you consider health and what can be done for the health of the people, you always have to consider these 8 points, because they actually represent the relationship between the different features that determine health.